Hello, I'm Ashkan Yazdani from Multimedia Signal Processing Group in École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne. And we present here our experimental results in this project. So the outline of my presentation is the short description of experimental setup, the subjects we used, experimental schedule, signal processing and machine learning techniques, and results and the conclusion. So the first 3 points, we talk about basically I try to explain it very fast, about the test environment that we used. I mean, the basic idea here is that for the test to be reproducible, we need to set up some parameters for the test environment. So the test environments basically comprise of laboratory environment, basically the monitors or additional test equipment, lighting sources, everything. The test material, which was here in this study, was provided by advanced concept team. The test methods, the number of subjects, how do we do the training, and also the processing of subjective data. So basically, the test room that we have in our laboratory is built according to this standardization reference, which you can see here. There's a paper. And to give some details about the room is that it's a controlled environment in the sense that there's no external light sources, there's not reflecting internal surfaces. The color of the walls and the curtains and also the background monitor is mid-gray, 128. There's a dimmable ambient lighting. It's completely not noisy environment. It's shielded also there's the monitors that we have this special device to measure the luminance, the brightness, and contrast, and it can calibrate it. So the overview of the acquisition system that we used is that we basically did everything with MATLAB. We wrote our codes, our scripts in the MATLAB. And then the MATLAB code tried to interact with these 3 peripheral devices, which was acquisition device, eye tracker, and image presentation software. Eye tracker we used to prove that in the scientifically relevant pictures, images, which part of the images are searched by the experts and non-experts. The idea here is that if you find a region of interest, and the end idea is to transmit these images back to Earth, you can use this region of interest with lossless compression and compress the other part of the images with lossy compression. So basically what does this interface do is that the MATLAB code, it starts everything in a synchronized way at T star, and the paradigm will be like this, that different that the images are shown here. For example, we put the images of the first data set. For T1 milliseconds, it will last on the screen, the images, and then there's T2, the interval between the 2 consequent images. And as you see here, we used this image presentation software, which was CC Viewer software provided by ICT team. The software was controlled via MEX interfacing in MATLAB. And the CC Viewer provides us at the end of the experiment, it will provide us the exact clock of the system when one image presented on the screen, and also the list of the images. This is important because in this experiment we start with T1, T2 of 500 milliseconds, and we go down to 50 milliseconds. So at the end it will be very, very rapid. So we need exactly to know what's the exact clock of the system. The subjects we used were mostly PhD students of LTS lab, so signal processing labs at EPFL. So we went and asked people to come and help us. Also, as you can see in the second experiment, there was a male subject which was provided by ESTEC as an expert of the image dataset. For each subject, different values of T1 and T2 was explored in the first experiment. And the task of the subject was to watch these image sequences, and at the end, to report us, to do the cover task during the experiment. So That means silently count how many times they see the target image. And at the end of the experiment, they had to report their number. This number was just to let us know how concentrated the subject was during the test. So for each subject, there was 2 recording sessions. And then the time between the 2 sessions were less than 1 week. As mentioned, they had to do the cover task, and as the experiment started like this, that the gray image was displayed on the screen, and then followed by the countdown from 5 to 0. And as soon as the countdown was finished, the image sequence were tried to presented on the screen, and the subject had to look at it. And of course, at the end, we asked about the counting result.